Alright everybody, we're getting down to it now. This is where the fun begins. These are my toys. I've got, let's see, this is a suitcase full of my meters, test equipment. A lot of this is my basic electric stuff, things that I've had before. I've got a fluke multimeter here. I guess I should have went ahead and got that out, but the Fluke 87 is my multimeter of choice. And then in here I've just got tons of different leads, different kinds of connectors and leads and ends, wire piercing, alligator clips, I don't know what else. Let's see. I got some that reach in. Sorry about that. Different kinds of testers. So I just got a whole pile of different kinds of things there. Then this is just a pocket with some jumper wires. This is a laser measuring tool that I use if I need to calculate the square footage of a room. Rather than dragging out a tape measure, I just go to a wall and point, push the button, and I've got all my measurements for load calculations and sizing. So that's handy. I love that. And then I've got a circuit tracker. You plug that into something, into an outlet, and then go back to the breaker box and use this, and it's a tracing probe, and you just scroll down until it beeps, and you know what breaker turns that receptacle off. Definitely handy. Let's see. Well, doesn't want to go back together right at the moment, but let's see. This is just for checking polarization on an outlet and make sure you got it wired right. Then I have my Raytech laser thermometer. You just point and shoot. Handy little tool. And then I've got a tone generator and tracer. You can hook this up to any wire as long as it's dead. You don't want to put it on anything that's live. I use it mainly for like thermostats or phone wires, computer cables, Cat 5, whatever. But it works well with thermostat wire. You just connect it up to a couple of them, and then you just take this and let's see if I can turn it on here. Tells you when you're on the right wire. Worked out real well for me one day when I was working in a church that had like 11 systems, and I found out that someone had marked them and a couple of them were marked wrong. So I just threw that on the thermostat wire out on the outdoor unit and went right in, went right to the unit, took care of business. Saved me probably an hour or two of trying to trace it any other way. So that is definitely the way to go there. And those things, they're not that expensive. I don't remember what I paid for that, but it seems like it was like 70-80 bucks, but well worth it. Let's see, what have I got up here? Just basic stuff up here. Just another magnet, telescopic magnet. ground strap. Oh, there's a lifesaver too. The Zebra Short Pro tool. If you're blowing fuses and you need to find out where your short is, you just pop your fuse out, take those alligator clips and clamp it on across where the fuse goes, and then instead of popping fuses, it trips and the light comes on and tells you that you still have a short. So you just go around and start doing a process of elimination until you've cleared the short, and then once you know you've cleared the short, the light won't come on anymore and you're good to go. Pop a fuse in and let her fly. So that's handy. I'm going to do a video on that later when I get my training board done. I want to really do some playing with that and show you some cool tricks with that thing. These are just solder removing tools, and that's for punch down tool for phone wire or computer wire. These are non-contact voltage probes. Use them from time to time, although the the field piece tools, they have a non-contact voltage tester in them. So they're very handy for a quick reference, but don't bet your life on them. Always get a good reading. Test your instrument before, check for power, and then test your instrument again afterwards to verify that your equipment's working properly before you bet your life on it. Let's see. Then we'll move over to this case. This case here is actually my field piece case. Probably going to reconfigure some of this so that I can make it a little handier, but for now this is what I've got. That's what I started out with, and then when that got full, my other testers come in their own cases, so I just left them in those boxes. But what we got here is, let's see, we've got the HVAC Guide 2 System Analyzer. I love that thing. You'll find that pretty much all my stuff is field piece. I'd love to have some of that testo equipment that's out there on the market, but man, I just can't afford that high dollar stuff right now, so I kind of split the difference. I'm going with something that's a little more economical. I can still get the job done. Does a very good job, and doesn't cost me a fortune. Maybe someday I'll be driving those Cadillacs, but for now, I'm happy with the Chevrolet, or Ford, I guess. I have a Ford truck, so I shouldn't say Chevrolet, but it's not a Cadillac, but it didn't cost the price of a Cadillac either. But I love that little tester. It does target evaporator temperature, exit temperature, superheat, subcooling, combustion analyzer. Does a good job on all that. Let's see, and then I have my combustion analyzer. Checks for excess air, percent carbon dioxide calculated from percent of oxygen. Anyway, combustion analyzer. I've used that quite a bit. I like that. Gives me a lot of good information. And let's see what else I've got here. Carbon monoxide detector. May save your life. I use that during the winter. Anytime I go on anything with a gas burner, I go in and I turn that on and carry it in with me as I go. Definite necessity. I love that. Let's see. Then I've got a dual port manometer. Handy little tool. You gotta have one. This one works pretty well. I love that. And then let's see here. A couple clamp-on amp heads for my HS36. And another head. Let's see, I've got dual temperature head for 2 Type K thermocouples. Snaps onto my HS36. And vacuum gauge Thinking about going another route here. This one's a little cumbersome. By the time I plug my meter into it and everything, it's kind of big and bulky. Been watching eBay for a smaller one. I'm not sure what I'm going to go with yet. Still doing some research, but this one works great. I think I'd like to have something a little more compact that doesn't have to plug into the meter. But for now, that's what I'm using. And let's see here. I've got this is my superheat and subcooling head. It'll check the pressure and the temperature and give you a direct reading of your superheater subcooling right on the meter. Plugs on the HS36, plugs on any of the modular meters, but I have the HS36. So something's beeping. Looks like my video's going a little long. So we're going to break this up into a couple segments. So for now, that's what I've got in my two big cases.